Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We've got your main news stories, updates, and a closer look at what's making headlines right now. Attorney says a sovereign Jamaica shouldn't have a foreign final court. Reed Pinnock fraud trial to proceed on Thursday. JFJ concerned Sir Patrick may be overstepping authority. Police question Shantina Sargent's father. This and more shortly after our break. Thanks for staying with us. Here are the news. Detectives in Manchester on Monday questioned Lawrence Sargent, the father of murdered teenager Shantina Sargent, in the presence of his attorney. He and another relative were also swabbed as part of DNA testing for a forensics report. The teen's partially burnt body was found under zinc and beside a burnt-out refrigerator at the back of her family home in Baillieston, Clarendon, last week Monday. The police say a post-mortem concluded that the 13-year-old died from blunt force trauma. The father was named as a person of interest in relation to his daughter's murder. He was nabbed in Old Harbour, St. Catherine on Friday. Last week, Prime Minister Holness invited opposition leader Mark Golding to meet with him to discuss the issue of constitutional reform. The invitation followed a rejection by Golding of a previous letter by Dr. Holness, which directed him to speak as a first step with Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck. Dr. Holness explained that his suggestion was due to Golding's position as opposition spokesman on constitutional matters. In his letter, Golding says the matter requires both political leaders to meet face-to-face to pave a way forward on the matter. McFarlane says contention surrounding constitutional reform is avoidable. Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, says it fears Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen may be overstepping his constitutional authority. This amid reports that Sir Patrick has not acted on recommendations by the Integrity Commission to fill two critical posts at the anti-corruption body. JFJ's executive director, Michael Jackson, is demanding answers. Greg Christie's tenure as executive director of the Integrity Commission ended in May this year. This followed the non-renewal of Keisha Prince Kameka's contract as Director of Corruption Prosecution a month earlier. Recently, the post of Director of Information and Complaints also became vacant. It's understood recommendations for the posts of Executive Director and Director of Corruption Prosecution were submitted to the Governor-General before the end of July. As per the ICACT, people can only act in those posts for a period not exceeding 3 months. Jackson is questioning how the delay may be impacting operations at the Integrity Commission. Finally, the multi-million-dollar fraud trial involving former Education Minister Ruel Reid and former Caribbean Maritime University, CMU, President, Professor Fritz Pinnock, will proceed on Thursday with its first witness. Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell ruled on the matter at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Monday. Last Tuesday, Professor Pinnock's attorney, Hugh Wildman, submitted an application for the matter to be thrown out. But Judge Burrell ruled that the trial will proceed. She also rejected a defense submission that the trial be adjourned for another 10 weeks to give the defense time to go through disclosures submitted by the Crown. Professor Pinnock is jointly charged with former Minister Reid, Reid's wife and daughter Sharon, and Sherelle Reid, along with Jamaica Labour Party councillor Kim Brown Lawrence. The five face multiple fraud-related charges linked to alleged multi-million-dollar irregularities at the CMU. The charges include breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act, conspiracy to defraud, misconduct in public office, and breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act. I'm Asha, and thank you for joining us here at Tenacious Journalism. Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll see you next time with more updates.